Hello everyone. Yeah, this is the first study under the learning approach. Okay, yeah. Under the learning approach, so we are looking at Bandura et al. On aggression. All right, so let's move straight into it. Now, what is the study aim and hypotheses? Okay, the aim of the study is to investigate whether a child will learn aggression by observing a model. All right, so a child, by looking at a model, will learn aggressive behavior, right? Okay, and would reproduce this behavior in the absence of the model. All right, so learn, observe, learn, copy, all right, and being able to repeat, or let me say replicate the behavior even in the absence of the model. All right, and whether the sex of the role model was important. Okay, so do children tend to learn more from adult, or I mean male model, or let me say male adult or female adult? All right, so that is the significance of the gender there. All right, so hypothesis: observed aggressive behavior will be imitated. Okay, so when children observe aggressive behavior, they will imitate it. All right, another one is observed non-aggressive behavior will also be imitated. Okay, children are more likely to copy same-sex model. All right, boys will be more likely to copy aggression than girls. Let's see if that is true or not. Now, what is the background and key concept? Children copy adults. That is obvious. Okay, the social setting makes the child imitate what he or she is watching, right? Okay, that is common in our days, or let me say that is something that everyone can testify to, I believe, right? Imitative learning, learning a new behavior through observing a role model, okay, and imitating it later in the absence of the model. All right, so have you ever done something, or maybe looked at a particular scene or behavior or action, and then you repeat that action when the person is not there? Especially for teenagers that copy a lot of behaviors and movies. Okay, children copy behavior from their parents and many more. All right, so gender differences: children are also differently rewarded for their copying behavior depending on their sex. Okay, so when it comes to sex too, it can play a significant role. All right, would a girl child tend to copy um, a female adult more than male adult? All right, so something around that. So what was the research method used in the study? It was a laboratory experiment. Okay, controlled laboratory experiment where the children behavior could be systematically observed. All right, so the children were observed through a one-way mirror. All right, and measured under specific conditions. Okay, now participant design: independent measures design with matched pair participant, divided into three groups based on initial aggression level. All right, so what the experimenter did was to go to the children's school. All right, that is the Stanford nursery school, right? Yeah, so the experimenter went to the school and then tried to observe, in collaboration with the teacher, try to observe the aggressive behavior displayed by the children naturally. So those with high aggressions were paired together in three, and then they were separated into different conditions. Okay, you can check my video on research method to learn more about match pair design. Okay, so variable study: model type and gender. All right, that is an independent. Okay, model type and gender. All right, so when talking about model type, we're talking about aggressive model, non-aggressive model. All right, gender type: male aggressive, female aggressive, then male non-aggressive and female non-aggressive, right? Okay, so child gender: all right, is it a boy or a girl child? All right, observed behavior will be the dependent variable. Okay, so moving forward, we have the sample. The participant were 72 children aged between 3 to 6 years. All right, there were 36 boys and 36 girls. That is a very balanced uh, sample. All right, obtained from the Stanford University nursery. Okay, now the sampling method used, the sampling method was opportunity sampling. That is, the students that were readily available at that particular point in time and place, right? Now, pre-experiment procedure: initial observation. Before the experiment, the children were observed in their nursery school, okay, by the experimenter and a teacher who knew them. All right. Now the rating. So at least the teacher will help in identifying, okay, this is this person, this is the name of this child, etc. All right. So rating. They were rated on 5-point scale, measuring physical aggression, verbal aggression, aggression to inanimate objects, that is non-living things, and anxiety. All right. So group assignment. They were assigned to 3 groups with their aggression levels matched. So if you have people that are highly aggressive, you will have, if you have 3 of them, one will be in the aggressive condition that we are trying to create now, another one will be in the non-aggressive condition, and then the third one will be in the no model condition. All right. So inter-rater reliability. 51 children were rated by 2 observers, okay, and similar ratings were produced, so that is good. All right, so we have inter-rater reliability there. So 2 observers rated them, okay, but however it was 51 children, all right, and in actual fact they used 72 children. So what happened to the remaining 21? Well, it wasn't mentioned in the study, all right. So but 51 were observed initially to determine their natural level of aggression before the study. Okay, so experimental group, we have the control group, which consists of 12 boys and 12 girls. What is the control group? Control group is the group where there is no model. All right. Okay, there was no model. All right, so this control group makes a total of 24, right? Aggressive model group, we have 12 boys as well, and 12 girls, so which makes 24. All right, non-aggressive model. All right, there was a model, but the model was not aggressive, it was just sitting quietly, right? So we also have 12 boys and 12 girls. So this sample is fairly easy to memorize. All right, okay, just take note. 72 total. If you divide it by 3, it will form 24, 24, 24. Okay, now same-sex model subgroups. Now they divided into subgroups here, okay, within aggressive and non-aggressive group. Now the control group, they just left it, okay, it's just like that generally. All right, so they didn't specify either they were 6, 6, 6, 6. Now if this is 24 already, right, and then we have aggressive model group, do not forget that the aggressive model group we're going to have male model and male aggressive model and female aggressive model. Okay, so what the experimenter did is, since they are 24, okay, we can have male aggressive model that will what's the word now, okay, that will display the action to be observed by the children. All right, so the male aggressive model, we have 6 boys, okay, all right, male model, all right, 6 boys, then female model, 6 boys. All right, what about girl children now? Okay, then we are going to have male model again, 6 girls, and then female model, 6 girls. I believe you understand. So 6, 6, 6, 6 will now form 24. That makes the aggressive condition. So for the non-aggressive condition too, we have the same thing. Male model, 6 boys, female model, 6 boys, male model, 6 girls, female model, 6 girls. So it was fairly distributed like that. So that is what this thing represents here. Okay, now opposite sex model subgroups. Okay, yeah, this is the explanation of this. All right, so experimental group in Bandura, yeah, it is like this. You have the male model, the aggressive. All right, he had 6 boys, and then another condition, he had 6 girls. Okay, for the female model, all right, he had 6 boys, and then another group, this is the aggressive one, 6 girls. Okay, for the non-aggressive now, we have male model, 6 boys, and another group, 6 girls. Okay, fairly distributed. For the control group, where there was no model, all right, 12 boys, 12 girls, it wasn't really defined if they were also separated into 6, 6, 6, 6. Okay, so moving forward, experimental setup. Now they started with a play area. Okay, a play area. The experimenter and the children were in the play area where they made potato print. Okay, so I think the purpose of that is to familiarize the children with the room. Okay, so after that they move to the model area. This is where they can watch the model, they can see the model. All right, and then the emphasis there is that The model will be in a room, all right, and then the children were placed in a position where they can see the model very well. However, they can't really interact with the model, they can disturb the model, but they can see the model clearly. All right, now in the opposite corner of the room there was a table, chair, tinker toy set, okay, mallet, okay, and a 5-foot bubble doll. So 5-foot bubble doll looks something like this. All right, now this is where the model sat in the condition where there was one, okay, and then the model let me say interacted with the bubble doll. Okay, now experimental position. What about the position of the experimenter? The experimenter remained in the room but appeared to be working quietly at the desk. Why? Okay, the experimenter was present in the room as well, because they noticed the experimenter or an adult doesn't stay in the room. The children, like they always want to leave the room, so in order to make them stay, there needs to be an experimenter or maybe someone, an adult, present there. Okay, so the children can want to stay. All right. Okay, so for the non-aggressive condition, what happened in that group? The model simply assembled the tinker toys, okay, set for 10 minutes, and that was it. So nothing aggressive in that behavior. So just a normal behavior, right? Now for the aggressive condition, the model assembled the toy for a minute and then attacked the bubble doll. Can you see that? For 9 minutes. The aggressive sequence was repeated 3 times. Okay. Aggressive comments made includes words like kicking, pow, okay, words like that. Okay. Those were the comments, that is the verbal aggression. All right. So for the control condition, the student did not see any model. All right. Okay. Experimental procedure, there was a mild annoyance. Okay, children were deliberately mildly annoyed. Okay, I will explain that condition also. All right, now the playtime, children were told that they could play with the toy in the room. All right, now however, interruption, 2 minutes into playing, they were told to stop. That is not for you. Okay, they were informed that the toys were reserved for other children and that the toys were the experimenters' very best. Oh, why do they have to tell them that? To annoy them a little. Okay, all right. There's a particular theory for that which is known as the catharsis theory. Okay, I won't be talking about that in this video. You can check my other video on Bandura to get full explanation as regards all that. Okay, this is just a short shorter version of that. Okay, yeah, before we get into the observation phase, let me just basically explain how the room was. All right, now the initial room was where the children have to see the they have to observe the model. For example, in the aggressive condition, they had to observe the model. All right, arranging the set, the toy just for 1 minute, and then displaying aggression on the bubble doll, okay, for like 9 minutes. All right, so after that, the children are really not doing anything spectacular, but then just to watch the model. They're expected to watch the model. Now after that, they move to another room, which is the annoyance room, let me put it that way. All right, another condition, or let me say another explanation, we refer to it as the arousal room. Okay, so they get into that room, they were shown different toys, and then later they were told, oh, do not play with those are reserved for other people, they're not for you. All right, things like that. So it's a way of annoying them so that the aggression that they've seen in the model will be let me see, or let me, there's a way that just by watching the model they already feel uninterested in displaying aggressive behavior. All right, so they try to arouse them so that there is this eagerness. So now the next thing is to move them from that room now to the third room, where the children will be observed and their behavior will be recorded. I believe you got the 3 stages. All right, so the observations phase, duration, the child was observed for 20 minutes through a one-way mirror. Okay, or let me say the children were observed for 20 minutes. Don't forget we have 6 of them, right? Observation period, they are okay. Experimental room setup, the experimental room had a 3-foot bubble doll and a mallet and other toys. Do not forget the first room where the model was interacting with the 5-foot boo doll for the aggressive condition. Okay, the 5-foot boo doll needs to match the height of the adult model. All right, but then for the children it has to be 3, so it won't discourage the children, right? Reducing extraneous variable in that regards. Observation method, they observed the behavior in 5 seconds interval. They didn't watch the whole display to the end. All right, so every 5 seconds they record, every 5 seconds they record. Now, inter-rater reliability, there was an inter-rater reliability score of 0.89, which means it's almost the same. If it is 1, that means it is 100% the same behavior recorded by the two observer. But something around 0.89 is also very, very close to 1. So it is good, right? Now, types of imitative aggression in the study. We have the physical aggression against the bobo doll. Children demonstrated physical attack, which includes punching the bobo doll, all right, kicking the bobo doll, hitting the bobo doll with a mallet, throwing the bobo doll. All right, so this is the physical aggression. Okay, aggressive verbal response: suck him in the nose, pow, hit him down. Okay, and then the non-aggressive comments. Okay, it keeps coming back for more, so you can keep at least 2 of these comments in your mind in case it comes out in the exam. All right, partially imitative and non-imitative aggression. What are the partially imitative aggressions? That were imitated from the model, but not exactly the way the model displayed them. Okay, so the children had a little bit of creativity to it. The mallet aggression, eating objects other than the bubble doll with the mallet. So basically what the model did in the aggressive condition was to hit the bubble doll with the mallet, right? Okay, also he sat on the bubble doll and then punch it while sitting on it. Okay, that's the second thing. All right, so but then the children now, instead of hitting the bubble doll, all right, they also did other aggression that were partially imitated using mallet and other things. Another one is sitting on bubble doll but not hitting it. Can you see that? Okay, if they had hit it, then that would be imitative aggression. But because they did not hit it now, in some situations, okay, you know, maybe a particular child or so, all right, that is partially imitative. All right, so non-imitative aggression, that is, it is entirely a different creativity from the children. They didn't observe that from the model, they did that themselves. You have the aggressive gunplay, using toy gun in an aggressive manner, non-imitative physical aggression, okay, and non-imitative verbal aggression. Also, we have hostile statements said by the model, okay. Okay, sorry, hostile statement not said by the model, rather. Okay, other physical, this one here, okay, includes slapping, pushing objects, etc. All right. So moving forward, we have the key result. What was the results like? Now, aggressive model impact. Children exposed to aggressive model imitated their exact behavior. Okay? They were significantly more aggressive than the children in other group. So children in the aggressive condition were more aggressive than children in the other group. What are the other group? Non-aggressive condition and the control group where there was no model, right? What about gender difference? Imitation was greater for boys than girls. So boys imitated aggression more than girls. Boys were more likely to imitate physical aggression, and girls are more likely to imitate verbal aggression. If you are to break it down, but looking at it generally, boys imitated aggression more than girls. But if you are to look at which kind of aggression, so boys copied physical more, girl copied verbal more. All right. So these information are very important. You can adopt them in probably it can help in training a child to know what are their possibility, what are their likelihood, and possible differences that they might display. Okay, so this is also a result on the aggression. You can look at boy under male, they had this high score. Girls under male, they had the score, right? Boys under female, so can you see boys generally they had high score, right? Okay, and then girls under female, girls copied less aggressive behavior. In the control group, you can see the score, right? Okay, now type of aggression and gender difference. Okay, imitative verbal aggression. Children exposed to aggressive model were more likely to repeat the exact aggressive phrases, e.g., okay, suck him in the nose, the head from the model. Boys imitated more verbal aggression when the model was male. compared to when it was female. It was a female. Okay, so there was same-sex connection there. Okay, what about mallet aggression? Children in the aggressive model condition frequently use the mallet to hit other objects aggressively. Boys showed more mallet aggression than girls. What about punching the bubble doll? Children who observed aggressive model were significantly more likely to punch the bubble doll compared to the non-aggressive or control group. So boys exhibited more frequently frequent and forceful punches than girls. Can you see all of those things that boys did way more? Now, non-imitative aggression. Now, that is creativity. You just create the aggression yourself. Children exposed to aggression also displays novel aggressive behavior. All right, such as aggressive kicking and using different objects to hit. Now, boys showed more than girls as well. Aggressive gunplay, even though the model did not use the gun, right? Children in the aggressive condition engaged in more pretend gunplay. Boys demonstrated more aggressive gunplay than girls. Okay, so additional observation, gender typical play pattern. During non-aggressive play system, distinct sex type behavior were observed. All right, what were those behavior? With girls gravitating towards dolls, while boys engaging with guns and similar toys. All right, is that similar to the study of assets et al? Yeah, it is similar. Okay, so looking at the overall score, girls, although there was no significant difference, but girls slightly played with the plush toys more than the wheel toy, and then boys plays more engaged more with the wheel toy compared to the plush toy, right? Okay, so something similar was also noticed here in the non-aggressive condition. Take note, the model in that condition was not relating with the bubble doll, wasn't aggressive at all, just arranging the toys for 10 minutes. So the children also played with the toy. Now, model gender effect. All right, female participants demonstrated notably lower level of aggression behavior when they are paired with a female model. So when female are paired with female model, they display lower level of aggression. Okay, the aggression is not that much initially, yeah, but they still display lower level of aggression when they are paired with female compared to male. So male was still able to influence them to be aggressive, right? More than a female will do. So key conclusion, learning without reinforcement. Observation and imitation cause behavior to be learned without reinforcement. So you can observe behavior and then people can learn it without any form of reinforcement. Well, reinforcement in this situation can be something internal rather than having external object. Now, imitation of behavior. Observed aggressive behavior are imitated, can be imitated. All right. Observed non-aggressive behavior are also imitated. Okay. So if you're gentle, all right, there is a tendency for children to observe that gentility. If you're also aggressive, children will also observe that too. Okay. So this tells us that maybe movies that children watch, it has a way of defining their behavior gradually, right? Okay, so same-sex model influence. Children are more likely to copy the same-sex model, all right? More likely. So, especially for the verbal aggression, the children copy the female more. They express more of verbal aggression with the female. Now, gender differences in aggression. Boys are more likely to copy aggression than girls, okay? Strength of the study, it was a controlled environment. All right, what is good about that? Reduction in extraneous variables. Okay, so including the let me say increasing the internal validity. Okay, standardized procedure is good. It ensures that everything is standardized. The toys were arranged in the same way. The children all experienced the 3 rooms, the model observation room, the aggression, or let me say the arousal room. Okay, and then the third one, the observation room. Okay, high iterator reliability, that is good, which shows the result is accurate. Okay, unaware observation, which shows that there will be lower demand characteristic. The children were not aware they were being watched, right? Okay, what about the weakness? Small sample size. Only 6 children were in each of the conditions actually. All right, so that is small. It reduces generalizability, limited sample diversity. Okay, so they were only from a particular school, so that also reduces the generalizability. Okay, also the behavior of other children from other places might not be captured in this experiment. So potential demand characteristics. Okay, children may have imitated behavior due to demand characteristics and social desirability, as they might have thought that they had to imitate the model. All right, so there's a possibility that, okay, since they were the experimental was done in the way that they can see the model, so they can feel that, okay, probably they have to do what the model was doing, right? Now, lack of longitudinal data, you didn't check that later after a particular period of time to see if the aggression actually continues. All right. So, ethical consideration, there could be potential harm, trying to expose children to such behavior. Okay. Psychological distress, children had been mildly annoyed. Okay, which is distressing. Okay, lack of consent and withdrawal. All right, the children were not told generally about them. Although consent was gotten from the school, but however, the children were not aware they were being studying. Okay, they don't know if they can withdraw, things like that. Parental consent, the head teacher was aware, but the parent consent is missing. It wasn't told. Okay, it wasn't spoken about in the study. All right, so application, this can help to know the influence of media in children, right? Okay, especially boys. It helps us to know that they can copy behavior. So if you're to apply this study to a real situation, so you can talk about who it will benefit, how it will benefit them, what they can do, right? So you can discuss like you're giving an advice like a psychologist, using the study as a background. All right, so nature versus nurture, aggression and boys. Boys imitated no more aggressive behavior than girls. Okay, is that because of the environment or the way they were trained? It's actually due to the hormones. Okay, for example, the testosterone, which is a nature factor. All right, so that could have probably been a reason for that, right? So the fact that boys copied more than girls, there could be biological factor responsible for that. What about the nurture factor? Now, boys may be more likely to imitate aggression because they have learned about male stereotypical behavior. So it's just a way of connecting this study in a way that it supports the nature, in another way that it supports the nurture. So you interpret, okay? All right. So moving forward, individual versus situational. Okay, the presence of a behavioral model in a child environment creates powerful situation. So when the model were present, all right, the children likely copy the behavior seen by the model. All right, so which means that human behavior can be determined by the environment they find themselves. All right, that is situational explanation. Individual difference. Okay, gender-based difference in behavior acquisition emerged from individual factor, particularly how boys and girls received different social reinforcement, okay, for sex type behavior. Let's say, for example, despite the fact that they were in the non-aggressive condition, for example, you can see the girls tending towards the um what's it called now, the plush toys, that is the bubble doll, the doll kind of toys, and then the boys tending towards the guns and the um other type of toys, that, or let me say wheel toys, and some other ones that are of such category. So that could be individual difference. Okay, individual difference. All right, so there could be something about their personality that made them do what they do. All right, not necessarily about the situation. They were both present in the situation, but there were individual differences, some going towards this direction, some going towards another direction. Okay, so impact of social learning theory. Now, observation, children learn by watching others. Okay, imitation, they reproduce observed behavior. Modeling, the importance of role model in shaping behavior. All right, that's another factor. Okay, reinforcement, the role of reward in encouraging learn behavior. Okay, so the reinforcement now can be maybe personal or like a normal reward. Okay, so long-term implication. All right, child development, this is important for that. Media effect. Okay, exposure, you can talk about our parenting strategies. Okay, you can discuss this educational practice. Okay, so you can use observational learning for this. All right, you can use modeling for parents. Parents can be model. Media, violent movies have effect. Okay, child development, if you want to develop a child, you can make them observe things in a certain way, right? Now, modern relevance in Bandura studies: social media influence, video game violence, positive role modeling, cyberbullying. Okay, so these are all the effects. You can look at them. Now, the legacy of this foundational study. Okay, Bandura experiment remains a cornerstone. This is good. All right, so I'm not discussing this anyway. You can pause the video to check them out. All right, yeah, that is it. Thank you very much. If you've been able to learn one or two things, and if this video has simplified the study of Bandura study for you, so please just help me to subscribe, help me to like the video and subscribe to my channel. So I will appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best, okay, in your study, in every other thing you do. Okay, bye.